Our products page is looking pretty good, but the sort selector box we created in the previous video doesn't actually work yet. In this video, we'll write the JavaScript to make that work, fix a small bug that it exposes, and add a convenient back to top button for our users. If you look at the sort selector box options, you'll see that each one has a value which uses a predictable syntax to indicate the current sorting methodology. The syntax matches the current sorting template variable which was returned from our All Products view, and this is by design because it gives us a convenient spot to split, specifically the underscore, in order to determine the individual components for the sort and direction get parameters in the URL. Knowing this, let's drop to the bottom of the template and start writing some JavaScript. I'll use jQuery for this since it makes the code a little less verbose. The first thing we need to do is capture the change event from the sort selector itself. Inside this function, I'll set a variable for the selector equal to this, and one for the current URL, which is equal to a new URL object that takes in the current Windows location. Using the URL object will give us some nice functionality, in particular the ability to replace the current get parameters, which is required in order to update the sorting methodology. Next, I'm simply going to get the selected value from the selector box, and again, this value refers to the value attribute from the selected option element in the selector box. Once I have it, I need an if statement to determine if the selected value is reset, indicating that we want to reset the sorting to the default that we would see on the products page. If it's not, I can easily get the sort and direction by splitting the selected value at the underscore. In this case, the first item from the split will be the item we're sorting on, and the second will be the direction, either ascending or descending. Now that I've got the current sort and direction, all I need to do is replace those get parameters in the URL using the searchparams.set method from the URL object. Finally, with the new URL constructed, I'll replace the current location using window.location.replace with the updated current URL. Replacing the location will also cause the page to reload, which will resort the products accordingly. If the user has selected the reset option, I'll simply delete the sort and direction get parameters and then replace the location. With this finished, let's wrap the entire script inside the postload.js block from our base template and also add block.super at the top of it. Using block.super will ensure we append this code to anything already in the block as opposed to replacing it. Let's start the server and see if it works. Sorting seems to be working great, but if I sort the products by name, you'll see it exposes a bug. It looks like we forgot to import the lower function in the All Products view, which you might recall is used to annotate the product list with the lowercase name when sorting. Let's fix that by importing lower from django.db.models.functions. With that saved, I'll check one more time. And everything is working correctly now. Before we finish this part, let's add a convenient back to top link to the products page. This will give users a quick way to get back to the top of the product list without having to scroll through hundreds of products. I'll paste this code in just underneath the bottom of the products container and then add a quick JavaScript to handle the click function for this link, which will simply scroll to the top of the page. All the classes for this link are built into either Bootstrap or Font Awesome, except for Text Black, which we've already got in our CSS, and BTT Button and BTT Link. So last, I'm just going to go to base.css and add the CSS for these two classes. It's pretty simple. It just sets a static width, height, and position in the bottom right of the screen and makes the cursor into a pointer. With that saved, we can reload the site, scroll down a bit, and then click our back to top link to jump back to the top of the page. At this point, we're mostly done with the products page, so I'm going to commit my changes, and in the next video, we'll start working on the shopping bag functionality.